I'm a huge 24 fan, so I'm pleased just to be here tonight to watch the final episode. You can see that DVD extra. Now we get the opportunity to sit down and talk to one of TV's great characters, one of TV's greatest shows, a show which will live on DVD and Blu-ray for many, many years to come. So it's my huge pleasure. I'm even wearing the T-shirt, for God's sake. Lynn Rajskub. I feel like I have my own chat show. I feel like Conan O'Brien. Maybe let's
well, you better do a good job.
Well, let's see. I can put this microphone down now, because I believe that way.
And then the hat.
Hear me on this one.
I can't see your beautiful face.
It's a beautiful face. Is it nice to be here in the UK? Nice to be back?
Yes, I love it here. We just got in today. We walked over to Big Ben. Have you heard of it?
It's great. Everyone's doing Big Ben. So we've just seen the final episode of 24.
What happens?
You're so showbiz, you don't even remember. You did your lines, flew out. Emotional day on set, I guess.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Conan O'Brien would not ask that question.
Oh, really?
No, you're more like...
Letterman?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Great top 10 list coming up. But tell us a little bit about that last day on set, because I mean, 192 episodes of the show, most of which you were involved in.
Yes,
Very loyal crew.
I started in season 3, and yeah, we had the best crew, the best people around us, and you know, a lot happened to me on that show. I became successful. I bought a house. People started recognizing me. I eventually got married and had a kid, and so these are all the people that you're working with 12 hours a day. So for as much as the show, the material of the show was emotional, it was also emotional just to leave all those people that you've been working with. You know?
Tell me a little bit about how that character was sold to you in the first place. This script arrives for this TV show, which is already doing very, very well. People are talking about it, and the show's done big things in America. So the role of Chloe O'Brien comes through.
Let me tell you how it went down.
Okay.
I've talked about this in interviews before. You may have heard the story, but it's a pretty good story, and this might be the last time I get to tell it. But I had never watched 24, and I had never really...
Thank you very much for being here.
I mostly did comedy stuff, and I'm just going to give you the lowdown. I'm going to paint the picture for you. I had gone, the picture of an actress in LA who people thought was weird and funny. People laughed at me, and I didn't know why they were laughing. So I always did comedies. So I got called to go on this audition. I had just had a really bad CSI audition.
We've all had one of them.
You know how that feels.
Speak to Justin Bieber.
Saying I can't do that anymore. And I got called to audition for 24, and I said, I don't know. You know, I don't know if I can do this. And the character wasn't written yet, and on the page it said, yes, Jack, no, Jack. That's what they had written for Chloe. And my mom was a huge fan of the show. Yay! And my back. And so my mom said, you have to go. This is the greatest show. And then my agent said, it's a really good show. You should go. We're going to send you some copies of the show. And then I started watching it, and I was like, oh, this show is awesome. So then I went, having just crammed as much 24 as I could, you know, the day before the audition, and I met Joel Surnow, the creator of 24, and he had seen a movie that I was in called Punch Drunk Love, by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Adam Sandler, where I played Adam Sandler's overbearing sister. And I guess the editor of 24 told Joel Surnow, like, watch this movie, and then they had kind of talked about my character in that show and thought it would be a good addition to CTU. So when I went in there, this was a dream come true situation. He met me in the hallway and he said, you're great, I'm going to write a part for you. And I got in the room, he goes, I know there's nothing on the page, but you're great. And we just talked, and I read what was on the page, which was pretty much nothing. And I felt very validated and fantastic about myself, and you know, Hollywood being the way it is, I thought, you know what, that was great that I was acknowledged in that way for them liking my work, but it'll never happen. And then it totally happened, you were a part of it. And that's the story.
I mean, I could ask you a million questions. I'm a huge fan and have been a fan, you know, from day one. But the reason I'm here is to get the questions from.
Let's get these questions.
So let's get these going.
If anybody hasn't.
Does any? I mean, it'd be embarrassing if they didn't. But do we have any questions?
Yeah. Go for one.
So hands straight up there.
Are you any good at chess? Have you beaten Kiefer at
No,
chess?
I'm really not very smart. I think I know the basics of chess. He's never taught me in all these years. Can you believe that?
That's quite rude.
Straight in the front here.
First, I'd like to say how fierce you're looking today. You look about 21.
I do? Go on.
As an actress, like on 24, you have these amazing faces. So I would really like to see if you can pull a face. Go on.
That was it.
Imagine that you're at the computer.
You imagine you're at the computer. Get up here and pull a face.
And you realise that...
Let me see your face, and then I'll pull your face. Oh!
She does this face, right? That's it. No, I just like...
You like the face?
That's it.
Chap in the front here.
What was it like being the only person in the show's history to shoot Jack Bauer?
Oh my gosh. Fantastic. We talked about that briefly. We didn't really get into it, but and I kind of joked that I would like to fight back and be really. But in all honesty, that was like a huge deal, you know. And then he kind of took over from there because I was all like, "Shit, you, John."
There was some sexual tension, I felt. Well, no, but I think people, you know, obviously Jack has had his relationships over the years. None of them, to be fair, have gone particularly smoothly. But I think we all kind of hoped that maybe at the end something was going to happen. And you know, that's the tears and the love that both the characters had for each other. I think that was that enough for us all?
Yeah.
Or honestly,
No.
get down and
I'm good.
No, you guys are smart. I don't think it would be right if it went there, but you know, as the show went on and my character went on, and I'm so loyal to him, almost to the point where you're like, really? Do it for Jack. But I think they're both weirdos in their own way. And you know, I'm excited that